How would Zabit Sharipov do against fighters like Max Holloway? Firstly, we have to acknowledge that he had some health issues that affected his cardio. Oftentimes, he would fight very well in the first 2 rounds, then begin to fade in the third, regardless of whether or not he was more skilled than his opponent, and if anything, he was better than everyone he ever faced. Looking at the third round of his fight against Calvin Kattar, that was the only one 2 judges gave to Calvin, and I think it's because of his cardio. Thank God he never fought a 5-rounder, because I think his health issues would have made him lose to pretty much anyone in the top 5. For argument's sake, let's just act as if Zabit had the average cardio of a top 5 featherweight. That doesn't do him any justice because Max Holloway is well above average when it comes to his cardio. Look at the last round of his fights against Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. Despite the high output early on in the fight, he was still able to point to the center of the octagon, and that's something that I doubt Zabit would be able to do even with the functioning gas tank. Moving on to volume, let's focus on the last 3 opponents they faced at the time of this recording. For Zabit, that would be Jeremy Stephens, Kyle Bosniak, and Calvin Kattar. For Max Holloway, that would be Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and Ilia Topuria. Zabit landed a total of 204 strikes in all 3 of those fights, and compared to Max Holloway's 458, that's more than half the amount with the less skilled fighters. So I'm pretty sure that Max Holloway would have more volume because unlike Zabit, he throws long boxing combinations. Sure, his cardio plays a role in it, but I think he's also just very skilled at landing frequently. Moving on to power, both of them aren't really known for having it, but I would say Max has more pop just looking at his resume, and you might argue that it's because he has more fights in the UFC, which is a fair argument, but I still think Max has more pop judging from his Korean Zombie fight. I would refer to his Dustin Poirier fight and his Justin Gaethje fight, but that was at lightweight, so it wouldn't be entirely fair. When it comes to grappling, I think that's where Zabit really shines. He happens to have one of the only 2 banana split submission victories in the UFC. He also comes from a combat sambo background, so he's been able to implement that in the UFC. But what I find is that in as much as he is able to take down his opponents with those sambo trips, he can't really hold them down for that long. We saw that against Kyle Bosniak and Calvin Kattar. And I think Max Holloway is probably a better defensive wrestler than both of those guys, judging from his Ilia Topuria fight. In conclusion, I don't think there's a lot someone like Zabit could do to beat Max Holloway. But let me know what you think in the comments, and please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.